10 worst foods that secretly damage your brain. By the time you hit 60, most of us have already started to notice memory decline. The mind isn't as sharp as it used to be. This also comes with a higher risk of diseases like Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and more. But here's the truth. If you eat the right foods, your brain can stay sharp for decades. In this video, we rank the 10 worst foods for brain health based on 4 main factors: how much direct nerve damage they can cause, their ability to disrupt neurotransmitter function, the risk of triggering chronic brain inflammation, and how common they are, plus how easily they fool people into thinking they're harmless. Let's find out. Are you feeding your brain or slowly poisoning it every day? Don't forget to like and subscribe to protect your brain health for yourself and your loved ones. French fries. French fries are pretty much a national side dish for burgers, but who would have thought they're quietly chipping away at your brain? When fried at temperatures above 120 degrees, potatoes produce acrylamide, a neurotoxin that the National Toxicology Program lists as suspected to cause neurodegeneration in humans. Here's the problem. The human body can't fully get rid of acrylamide. Eat it often, and it builds up, causing oxidative stress in nerve tissue, destroying the temporary connections you need for thinking, memory, and reflexes. A 2019 study published in Food and Chemical Toxicology found that low, repeated doses of acrylamide-impaired memory slowed learning and reduced reflex speed in lab mice after just 30 days. That's why industrial French fries land in Tier C, dangerous enough to make you legally dumber. Popcorn. If you think French fries are bad, meet something even worse. Microwave popcorn. This is the classic movie snack. Toss it in the microwave for 2 minutes, get that buttery smell, and it's unbelievably convenient. But that convenience comes with 2 neurotoxic threats: PFOA and diacetyl. According to environmental health perspectives, the lining inside microwave popcorn bags often contains PFOA, a non-stick chemical that breaks down slowly and can damage the protective membranes around your nerves. And that's not all. The artificial butter flavor used in popcorn contains diacetyl, a compound the University of Minnesota found to damage nerve cells in the hippocampus, the part of your brain that stores memories and processes information. The result? Poor focus, slower reflexes, and gradual short-term memory loss, especially in older adults. That's why microwave popcorn ranks in Tier A, one of the most common foods. Frozen pizza. If microwave popcorn is a hit to your nerve cell structure, frozen pizza is an attack on the blood circulation to your brain. And according to a 2023 Statista survey, some people eat it 3-4 times a week. So where's the problem? According to USDA Food Data Central, each slice of frozen pizza contains about 769 UMG of sodium. That's 45% of your recommended daily intake. Most people have no idea about this number. The cheese and processed meats on top often contain nitrates, which can turn into nitrosamines in your body, compounds the national cancers. Warns are neurotoxic and capable of damaging DNA in brain cells. Meanwhile, the crust is made from refined flour, which spikes blood sugar after eating, contributing to chronic, low-grade inflammation in brain tissue. Over time, this combination slowly gives you a dangerous mix: high brain blood pressure, nerve tissue inflammation, and hidden DNA damage in neurons. Since frozen pizza works a bit differently from microwave popcorn, I'm putting it in Tier B. White bread. Same ingredient as your regular sandwich, the go-to breakfast for many busy people. Easy to make, easy to take with you. But it's not just bread. According to the USDA, the average person eats nearly 53 pounds of bread per year, and most of it is refined white bread. The problem isn't the bread itself, it's the flour used to make it. White bread is made from wheat flour that's been stripped of the bran and germ to get that soft, white look. Rice is losing almost all the fiber and micronutrients. After you eat it, this refined starch spikes your blood sugar within just 30-45 minutes. According to a 2016 study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, that spike triggers a chain reaction of brain inflammation, starting with increased brain insulin, followed by oxidative stress, and a reduced ability to send nerve signals. Many people mistake this brain fog for just missing their morning coffee. Eating it regularly over time quietly kills your focus and mental clarity. That's why I'm putting white bread in Tier D. Industrial margarine. The next thing people usually spread on top is margarine. Industrial margarine was once marketed as healthier than butter, but what makes it soft and smooth is artificial trans fat, a type of fat banned by the FDA in the US since 2020, yet still found in many frozen foods, baked goods, and cheap margarine brands. According to Neurology 2019, high blood levels of trans fat are directly linked to a 52% higher risk of developing Alzheimer's in older adults. Here's how it works. Trans fats stiffen nerve cell membranes, reduce the brain's ability to send signals, and cause silent inflammation in the hippocampus, the brain's memory control center. And because it's a fat, you also get the usual heart risks. But here we're talking specifically about its dangerous impact on the brain and cognitive health in seniors. So without a doubt, this goes in tier A. What's your take on this food? Let me know in the comments. Breakfast cereals. Here's another breakfast item making today's list. A bowl of cereal with milk in the morning sounds perfect, but the problem is, it's loaded with sugar. According to USDA Food Data Central, many cereals contain 12/16 of sugar per 30 AG, serving meaning nearly 50% sugar. Right after breakfast, your blood sugar spikes, then crashes quickly, leaving you sluggish, less alert, and slower to react even though it's only 9 a.m. A 2016 study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that a diet high in refined sugar reduces cognitive flexibility in people over 60. On top of that, many cheap cereals contain artificial dyes like Red 40 and Yellow 5, which, according to a 2017 study in the Journal of Nutrition and Aging, can affect mood and emotional stability in older adults. This type of food slowly wears down the brain in seniors, so I'm putting it in tier F. Processed meats. For many older adults, a quick breakfast often starts with a few slices of cold cuts. Plenty of protein, easy to chew sounds fine, right? But according to a 2021 study published in the BMJ, people who eat more than 25 g of processed meat per day, about 2 slices of cold cuts, have a 44% higher risk of developing dementia compared to those who don't. The main culprits are nitrites and nitrates preservatives, commonly found in sausages, ham, and bacon. Once inside the body, they can turn into nitrosamines, neurotoxins that can damage DNA in the hippocampus, the part of the brain that stores memory. On top of that, these meats are often loaded with sodium. One average sausage can have 500-700 milligrams of sodium, which constricts blood vessels in the brain, extremely dangerous. And because they're easy to eat and store, processed meats often become a repeat meal several times a week, especially for seniors living alone. Since they also raise the risk of stroke by changing blood pressure in the brain, they're a definite tier B. Diet soda. Here it is. The name sounds harmless, sounds clean, right? Nope, not at all. Many older adults choose diet soda because it's sugar-free and low-calorie, thinking it's good for them, but they don't realize it's hitting their central nervous system directly. The main ingredient in diet soda is aspartame, an artificial sweetener up to 200 times sweeter than sugar. But according to a 2022 study in Frontiers in Nutrition, consuming aspartame for just 2 weeks caused noticeable memory decline and increased anxiety levels in older adults. Here's how. Aspartame disrupts the balance of neurotransmitters, like dopamine and serotonin, 2 key players in controlling memory, mood, and motivation. A 2018 study in Research in Nursing Health also found that women over 60 who drank more than 1 can of diet soda per day had a 23% higher risk of stroke and a 29% higher risk of mild cognitive impairment. It doesn't just affect brain health in seniors, it impacts the whole body, kidneys, heart, you name it. This is without a doubt tier A. Fast food combos. If diet soda is what you drink to stay in shape, then a fast food combo is the meal that fills you up. Quick, cheap, but at the cost of your alertness and reaction speed, both in your brain and body. According to the USDA, a typical fast food combo burger, fries, and soda delivers 301-700 milligrams of sodium in a single meal. That's nearly a whole day's worth of salt in just one sitting. These meals are also loaded with saturated fats, refined sugar, and fast-digesting carbs. When combined, they trigger low-grade brain inflammation, increasing levels of interleukin-6 and tumor necrosis factor alpha-2 compounds linked to cognitive decline in older adults. The problem is, fast food is addictive not just because it tastes good, but because your brain starts craving the convenience, eventually becoming sluggish and less alert without you even realizing it. That's why I'm putting it in tier D, right alongside white bread. Hard liquor. According to a 2018 study in the Lancet Psychiatry, frequent consumption of hard liquor reduces brain volume, especially in the frontal lobe and hippocampus, two areas that control memory, reflexes, and emotions. Just over 14 units of alcohol per week, about 2 drinks a day, increases the risk of cognitive decline by 34% in people over 60. Biologically, the ethanol in alcohol directly affects GABA and glutamate, two neurotransmitters that regulate alertness, thinking, and behavior. When they're disrupted, you'll notice reduced focus, more forgetfulness, irritability, and slower reaction times. And just like fast food, alcohol is addictive, though often much more so. That's why I'm putting it in tier C, middle of the pack. And that's a wrap for today's brain-busting ranking. If you have any thoughts or feedback, feel free to share them in the comments below. And remember, eat in moderation and keep exercising regularly.